Welcome to the handover for the AutoSleepers Trooper. We're going to begin on the outside with a nice easy one, the fuel filler cap. Flaps opened up and then using key provided, key in and lift out your cap accordingly. Back in, twist the cap like so. Underneath the vehicle you have two tanks. The one that's centrally located is your main freshwater tank. For winter storage, use the white tap and unscrew, and that will allow that tank to drain off. Round on the other side below the fridge you have your wastewater tank, and that collects the water from the kitchen sink and again drained off in the same way. When you open up the back of the vehicle you have access to your gas supply. Pop open the gold catches and it puts you in line with your 3.9 gas cylinder. On top there's a brass nut. If you turn it clockwise you turn the gas supply off. If you turn it anti-clockwise it'll allow the gas flow to go through. There's a spanner. Once you've undone the Velcro strap you can slide the bottle forward and it's left hand thread with the spanner to remove and change over the gas cylinder. Adjacent to that you've got a rudimentary Volkswagen toolkit with a sidearm jack. Your mains hookup is connected from the outside of the van. Connect first to the external supply and then go on to connect to the household or supply on the campsite. You have a water filler cap and again insert the key and you should then be able to unscrew and undo the cap accordingly. Ventilation for the fridge. It's important that when you're operating the fridge on gas you keep this sliding window shut. If it's being operated on mains then it doesn't present any problems. Moving to under the bonnet. Down on the left hand side you've got your bonnet release lever. Pull that one back towards you. When you lift up the bonnet slightly, a little red tab emerges, pushing on that tab, and that allows you to gain access underneath. Engine and leisure batteries are both underneath the covers on that side. You've got your radiator water just there, oil filler and oil dipstick, and then power steering and screen wash fluids are just there. So the elevating roof feature on this van involves a series of clips. Undo the top clip at the front and make sure it's clear, and then undo the little strap at the back. Pull the handle down to vertical position so that when you push up on the roof you're then able to lock the sides into position accordingly. Do it at the back. So the control panel in this van gives you access to your 12-volt battery supply. So use the center switch, turn that on, and then you have a separate switches for your water pump and for this little 12-volt socket located just here. Freshwater level gauge can be read by pressing the button, and behind this little cover here is a series of 12-volt fuses for the interior operation of the van. When you press in on the read gauge, it also gives you your voltage levels on your batteries. Green obviously indicating that it's good, the red indicating that it needs an additional charge. When the vehicle is in motion and the 12-volt supply is turned on to the fridge, you'll see a red light come onto there, and once we've plugged into the main supply, battery charger comes on, you'll see a red light come on above it, indicating that there's a charge going into the leisure battery. So for the mains hookup, having connected on the outside of the van to the side and to your power supply, pull up on the end switch. You can carry out a safety test to make sure that the main supply is safe. Push in and it causes that to trip out, and then you can come across on the remaining RCD switches and they will connect up your main supply for your power sockets, for the fridge, and also for the battery charger. Opposite the RCD box you have isolator taps for the gas supply. So when the taps are in the horizontal position, the gas supply is going through to the fridge and to the Propex heating system and the hob. If they're in the vertical position then it's isolating the supply to those appliances. So having established your gas supply at the back of the vehicle, it's beneficial to burn some gas off on the hob just to ensure you have that continuity of supply. Use a gas match, ignite all of the burners and the grill to ensure that you have that continuity of supply coming through. Your fridge is a three-way fridge, so you can operate it in three different ways. If you're operating it on gas, use the igniter, it should click merrily away, push in on the gas control valve, and when it ceases to ignite, that's your indication that the fridge is lit. You can open up the fridge door, and if you look very carefully at the back left-hand side of the fridge, you'll see a small blue flame in the chamber at the back. Alternatively, if you're on mains hookup, push in on the green switch and then adjust your thermostat accordingly. The higher the number, the colder the fridge will become. As long as the van is level, then the fridge will cool down efficiently via the mains or the gas. When you're travelling from A to B, you need to make sure the gas and the main supply is switched off. Turn on the 12-volt switch, and when the ignition is running, there is an alternator feed going through to sustain the temperature with the fridge. It's not powerful enough to cool the fridge down if you start off warm and dry. So having turned on your water pump on the control panel and having had sufficient water supply inside the van, you should be able to just turn the tap on and it should come through. So this is your Propex heating system. It's very simple and easy to use. If you press the switch from the central position, which is off, to the left, you'll see two lights come on. You may well hear the click of an ignition burner, and then it will start to discharge heat around the inside of the van, the toxic part of it being expelled outside. Adjust your thermostat according to your desired temperature, and it will cut in and cut out accordingly. Center off. If it's been on for a period of time, it may well overrun and then turn itself off. Warmer weather, you can just move it towards the latent symbol on the opposite side, and it will just act as a recirculation fan inside the van. So for the bed mechanism, you pull the lever across, and then you should be able to slide the whole frame all the way out. The seat belts will draw themselves back in, bash the cushions down, and you're ready to go. It's the reverse for putting it back. As you go back, lift up the cushion, look for the seat belts, and then a firm lock back into position to make sure that it's secure. The swivel seat mechanism for the front seat, lift up, and that enables you to turn the seat, slide the seat backwards and forwards. There is then a lever at the front, which when you pull that one up, enables you to swivel the seat. Make sure that the seat belt arm is pushed down, and you should be able to swivel the seat around easily. I'd always recommend that you're out of the seat rather than trying to swivel whilst you're sat in the seat. In the T4 cab, you have your ignition key. Always make sure for the pre-coil light to go out before you attempt to start the vehicle. In colder weather conditions, you can use this choke style lever as well to assist in the warming of the diesel system. Your side lights and dipped headlights are controlled by this rocker switch, along with your main beam on that one. And then you have a bezel on this end for the instrument binnacle brightness. Wiper controls on the opposite side, and then back for your screen wash accordingly. Centrally located, you have a single rear fog light, heated rear window, and the recirculation for the fan. And then below, your fan speed, direction, and temperature controls accordingly. If the ignition is switched off, you may hear a chirping noise come from the Sony unit, indicating that the front panel has been left in. So that concludes the handover for your AutoSleepers Trooper. Sincerely hope the van is going to give you lots of miles and lots of smiles. If you need to get in contact with us, please do. Otherwise, on behalf of Hire and Camper Vans, many thanks for your business and enjoy your new van.